Hey everyone, this is Barbara with NurseToNature, and I'm so glad that you're here. Right now, I'm in my kitchen making some nourishing food for my children, and I wanted to invite you to pull up a seat and be part of this little family. Today, we're going to talk about an herb that does so much more than you might think, and I'll also be sharing some practical wisdom to support your health, your peace, and your life. If holistic health, natural living, and real life wellness tips are your thing, you can follow along with NurseToNature on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Spotify. Before we get started, I want to remind you that everything shared here is for educational purposes only and isn't medical advice. Always do your own research using peer-reviewed journals. Much of the information I share comes from the NIH PubMed database, and be sure to discuss any changes with your healthcare professional who manages your care. Being in the kitchen like this reminds me that nourishment is bigger than just food. What we eat matters, but the environment we live in and the relationships we keep matter just as much. Changing your diet and getting healthier impacts you on many levels: physical, emotional, and spiritual. A calm environment allows your nervous system to settle and your body to repair itself. On the flip side, chronic stress can disrupt digestion, hormones, and fuel inflammation. That's why I often talk about discernment as a form of health wisdom. Discernment simply means learning to recognize what supports your peace and what doesn't. There's a difference between someone who truly loves you and someone who only loves what you can do for them. Real love doesn't drain your nervous system or leave you questioning your worth. Real love feels steady, calm, and safe. If someone only shows up when you're useful, that's not love, that's access. You were never meant to be someone's resource. You were meant to be loved. When I cook, it is an act of love. I think about what I am really passing down to my children. Of course, I want them to know about how to nourish their bodies with good food, but I also want them to understand people, peace, and wisdom, because your relationships influence your health just as much as your diet does. The Bible describes something called the fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Fruit doesn't need excuses, and it doesn't appear only when convenient. Fruit is consistent. So when you look at the people around you, look at the fruit. Do you feel calm around them? Or does your nervous system get tense or anxious? Love should never feel like survival mode. Something fascinating about the body is that peace outside the body supports healing inside the body. Modern science often calls the gut the body's second brain because about 90% of your serotonin is produced in the gut, and the gut produces neurotransmitters that influence mood, focus, and emotional regulation. When the gut microbiome becomes imbalanced, people may experience inflammation, fatigue, brain fog, and mood changes. That's one reason herbs and plant compounds that support the gut microbiome are being studied so closely. One of those compounds is called berberine. Berberine is a natural plant compound found in plants such as barberry and goldensil, and it has been used in traditional medicine for centuries. What makes berberine so fascinating is how many different ways it interacts with the body. One of the most well-known mechanisms of berberine is called AMPK activation. AMPK is like a metabolic master switch that helps regulate how cells use energy, how glucose is processed, and how fat metabolism works. By activating this pathway, it can help support metabolic balance and healthy blood sugar regulation. Researchers studying metabolic health have found that berberine may support improvements in things like fasting blood sugar, triglycerides, LDL, which is the bad cholesterol, total cholesterol, body composition, and waist measurements, which are all important markers of metabolic and heart health. Beyond metabolism, berberine has also been studied for its effects on the gut microbiome. Research suggests it helps support the good bacteria in the gut while discouraging harmful bacteria. And because gut health is closely tied to inflammation and brain signaling, supporting a balanced microbiome may also help with mood and mental clarity. Berberine has also shown antimicrobial activity against a variety of organisms, including certain bacteria and fungal species. In some studies, it was able to disrupt fungal growth, which hints that it could help the body manage things like yeast overgrowth and support healthier microbial balance. And yet another area scientists are studying is berberine's antiviral activity. Research shows it can interfere with several stages of the viral life cycle, including viral entry and replication, and has demonstrated activity in lab models against viruses such as herpes, flu viruses, cytomegalovirus, RSV, and others. Another interesting area of research looks at berberine's role in protecting the liver and reducing oxidative stress. Studies show it may help support the liver's natural defense system and help the body repair liver tissue after challenges such as parasitic infections, which is important because the liver is one of the organs that actually can regenerate and heal itself when supported with the right nutrients and environment. Berberine has also been studied for its potential in supporting brain health. Recent research suggests that in preclinical models, berberine may help clear plaques in the brain, reduce neuroinflammation, and support the gut-brain axis balance, which may make it a promising compound in neurological wellness research. All of that may sound like a lot, and I've really tried to find the negative studies too, but the only consistent downside I've found is that some people experience mild stomach discomfort. And because berberine can support blood sugar and cholesterol in powerful ways, it's especially important if you're taking medication that lowers blood sugar or cholesterol to talk with your healthcare provider before combining those with berberine, because combining supplements and medication without professional oversight can cause unexpected interactions. Supplements are tools, not magic, and each body is unique. Before we close tonight, I want to leave you with a couple of verses that always remind me how beautifully connected creation and healing are. Galatians 5:22 through 23 says, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control." And Ezekiel 47:12 says, "Their fruit will serve for food, and their leaves for healing." To me, that's a powerful reminder that God designed the earth with things that nourish and support us. Thank you for spending this time with me in the kitchen today. If this conversation encouraged you or taught you something of value, feel free to follow Nurse to Nature here on YouTube and find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Spotify for more conversations about holistic health, herbs, and living with wisdom. Until next time, take care of your body, protect your peace, and keep choosing the things that bring life into your home.